I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I almost didn't make this video. This right here took me an insane amount of takes, and also sitting in front of my computer for 2 hours doing nothing, just staring into the distance. I have been trapped in a self-doubt spiral, convinced that I didn't have anything smart enough to say, or that I will stumble my words, or just simply that my English isn't good enough. This is the paralysis part of the all or nothing mindset. It's that voice in your head that tells you if it can't be a masterpiece, it shouldn't exist at all. The truth I'm slowly learning is that perfectionism isn't a badge of honor. It's just a fear in a fancy suit. And today I want to talk about how we can take this suit off, embrace being aggressively mediocre, and finally start doing the work we want to do. Hey, I'm Johannes. I'm a 38-year-old German guy living in Mexico. Now, by being German, I am hardwired to be efficient, precise, and correct. But by also being a human being, I'm messy, chaotic, and usually I overthink everything. See, we usually think perfectionism is about having high standards. But that's a lie. Perfectionism is actually about control. We think if we can control everything we do, we can control how people perceive us. So we never have to feel the sting of criticism. But that safety comes at a high price. It costs you your potential. Let me give you a very real and very painful example from my own life. 3 years ago, I owned a coffee shop. It was a great place. Cool vibe, good coffee, you know, the type of place you just want to hang out. And I had this idea to make merchandise, specifically a cool t-shirt, you know, for our regulars. I had the concept in my head. I know exactly what the vibe should be. But every time I sat down to actually design it, I froze. The font wasn't quite right. The logo, off by like 5 pixels. I worried that people expected an absolute masterpiece and that when I didn't deliver, they would stop coming in disgust of my horrendous taste in design. I spent months obsessing over this imaginary t-shirt. I scrapped it, started it, tweaked it, everything. And you know what happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. I never printed these shirts. The shop eventually closed and that design died on my hard drive. That, my friend, is the all or nothing trap. I chose nothing because all seemed impossible. I denied myself the joy of seeing people wearing my stuff, and I denied the business a chance to grow. And all that because I was terrified of being average. I treated a t-shirt like it's the Mona Lisa. And that's where we get stuck. We treat every creative act like it's the final exam of something. The weird part is that I don't feel that way about everything. Take basketball, for example. I played here in Mexico and it was a lot of fun. And let me be clear, I'm not good. I'm slow, I can't really jump, and I get out of breath way too fast. I don't play anymore, not because any of these reasons, just because my knee stopped working. Yeah, well, whole another story. If perfectionism applied here, I would have never started. Because, yeah, I'm never going to the NBA, but I loved it. I played, I sweat, I missed shots, and I went home happy. Why? Well, because the stakes are zero. I have accepted that I'm at best mediocre at playing basketball. And that acceptance set me free to actually enjoy my time, to actually enjoy the game. So the question is, why can't we treat our creative work, our business ideas, or our YouTube channels like a game of basketball with friends? Why do we demand professional level performance when we are still an amateur league? We need to stop looking at our work as performance and start viewing it as practice. When you go to the gym, you don't worry about your fourth push-up was perfect, you just do the rep, because you know the rep builds the muscle. This video, this is just a rep. It doesn't have to be a viral masterpiece. It just has to be finished. By embracing being mediocre, by giving myself permission to be average, I can actually hit record. If you are a late bloomer or an overthinker, the last thing you need is more quality control. What you need is volume. You need to make the bad stuff so you can get to the good stuff. You need to treat the internet not as a stage where you perform, but as a gym where you train. If I had printed a mediocre t-shirt back then, I would have learned something about design. Instead, I learned nothing. So, look, I'm 38. I am still figuring this out. But you know what I have figured out? No longer do I let the fear of being cringe stop me from living my life. Listen to me. If you have a project you've been sitting on because it's just not perfect yet, do me a favor. Lower the bar. Lower it all the way to the ground. And then step over it. Make the thing. Post the bad video. Print the just okay t-shirt. If you're also tired of your own brain getting in the way, subscribe! Let us figure this out together, one mediocre video at a time. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to upload this before I delete it. Thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful day, see you next time.